Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. It is that time of year again when we all struggle to find good gift ideas for our friends and coworkers, as well as to give reasonable gift ideas to family members that want suggestions. If you didn't see last year's gift guide, be sure to check it out because a lot of that stuff is definitely still relevant. I'm going to show off some of the more popular items that we covered again today, but I don't want to go back into the exact same stuff. Instead, this year I kind of took a different direction. I looked for stuff that might be handy to have, but maybe wouldn't bubble up to the top of your list that you absolutely need to buy with whatever budget you have each year for tools. But if you happen to have it in your gig bag or in your Pelican case, it could come in handy on a job. Let me readjust the camera and we'll jump right in. Stick around to the end of the video to find out how to win the giveaway. I'm gonna put together a care package with the stuff sent over from Sound Tools, Electro Sound Systems, and some of this other stuff I found on Amazon. Find out at the end of the video how to enter to win that. Let's jump in on our first item. It's a really cheap one coming in around $7 typically, the Mega Combo Wrench from the lightsource.com. And this comes in a variety of colors and weighs in at only 1.4 ounces, so hard not to justify having one in your kit. It's a lighting tool with both 1/2 inch and 5/16 inch square and hex wrenches incorporated into the tool itself, so that's pretty handy. And it doesn't really give you a whole lot of leverage, but it's designed for lighting technicians to be able to quickly adjust all the common bolts they run into during like focusing their lights. So really handy if you run across those bolt sizes ever to have a little wrench. They do wear out over time, but again, this thing comes in around $7. So goes on a keychain and it's really nicely made. It's a nice aluminum milled little tool. Mega Combo Wrench from the lightsource.com. Next up, I'm gonna stick with tools and this really serious looking guy here. Let's zoom back out. I was gonna put this as part of the giveaway, but I'm not sure about this one. The reviews are kind of dodgy. There's one review of a guy said he was working 100 feet overhead with this thing for 4 hours and this pin that holds the ratcheting thing together just kind of exploded and went everywhere, and that sounds about right. So if you're looking for one for real heavy professional use, this isn't probably gonna be the one for you, but handy tool to have if somebody was to give it to you and you chucked it in your kit. Might come in handy someday. Could certainly be used for other things. Check out the links for the more professional versions down below. Helps line up truss, especially on grass and uneven surfaces. Can be a really helpful accessory. With wrenchy things out of the way, let us talk about keeping those things where they belong, and that's attached securely to you when you're working overhead. These Squids lanyards come in at under $10 each and provide enough length to avoid slowing your work down. They come in either black, like this one here, or a very, very bright lime, and they extend from 35 to 54 inches. Most of their lanyards seem to be rated around 10 pounds. This one is rated at 10 pounds. So definitely take a look at all the different options when you're ordering. This might not be the one that fits your specific tools or situation. Even if you're just working around the house on like a ladder or up on your roof, read the reviews on Amazon for these things and the amount of people that say they've saved their nice impact wrenches when they lost hold of it on a ladder or up on the roof around the house. Looks like a small set of instructions in many, many languages. And this is the lanyard, and it's got a little bit of flex, a little bit of spring. Let's see if we can zoom. You've got a carabiner on this side. You've got your labels and warnings and rating label. You've got a nice bungee that's been stitched inside. Looks like 3 rows of stitching there to keep that from getting snagged. You got this guy that you can either snug down like that on something or choke off of something. So that's the Squids tool lanyard, and for under $10, very handy item to have if you're working overhead with tools. Definitely want to make sure that you're keeping everything safe. A couple of cheaper items really quick, and one that was really popular last year in the video was Pro Tape's little mini packs. They make these mini packs that come with a whole bunch of little spike tapes, and I use these things all the time. They're super handy, really nice to throw 1 or 2 or a bunch of them into your bag before a trip. Would definitely recommend these to anybody looking for a quick stocking stuffer for a coworker. Big thank you to our good friends at Electra Sound Systems for making the video possible this year. If you are in need of a rental Avid S6L, any sort of Shure Axient PSM 1000 or D&B Audio-Technica here on the East Coast, they are the folks to call. They've got all that stuff. They're based out of Wilmington, Delaware. They specialize in turnkey packages and last-minute rentals. And if you are in a jam, give them a shout and they'll get you sorted out. ElectraSoundSystems.com. These used to be something that only the projection companies and like projectionists I knew would ever carry, but I've started to see these 100 packs in Walmart, and these are just really handy. They come in this huge 100 pack. There's, you know, 2 at a time. You can throw a couple of these into your bag. Really handy if you wear glasses, if you work with any sort of electronics that occasionally need an alcohol swab on hand. These are really helpful. And I think this 100 box was like $5 or $6 or something. I have to see what they cost online. This one came from Walmart and is very well worth having a bunch of these in your bag. You'll end up using them more than you would imagine. Really helpful item in the Zeiss wipes. The next item is one that I use an absolute ton, and that's these small rig C-clamps. I started using them as a cell phone clamp, and they come in really handy for clamping all sorts of different things. Now, one thing these will do that's a little bit frustrating is they will loosen back up this way, where the double ball attaches to the actual clamp. But as long as you load the weight towards the direction that closes the thread, they work absolutely fine, and I've never had any issues with them slipping. They can hold quite a bit of weight, and I often will add one of these guys, which is a 1/4 to mic stand, to a standard mic stand thread, and you can add that right on top of any camera accessory clamp, and you're ready to go to work. Now, this whole clamp, not including the adapter to go to the mic thread, but just the double ball and the actual clamp itself, I think are like $13 normally. And it's really, really positionable. Again, you want to load the weight of the microphone to the way that closes the thread. You don't want to leave it dangling here because it will just, you know, open back up. But these can be super helpful for things like paddle antennas, for things like audience mics, for hi-hat microphones, under miking cymbals, anything like that, especially with lighter weight microphones like that, pencil condensers and the smaller microphones. The SM57 here may be about as much as I would probably want to put on this. What they're designed for is to clamp onto things that are round, so pipes and things like that, but they do just fine if you position them so that you're catching it with the grabbing end and not the back end. It'll hold on nice and secure. A nice $12 mount. I would suggest everybody have these. I use these more than probably anything else. I used to always carry these, and I've pretty much stopped doing that because these are just so much more usable. So that's the small rig clamp, and this will not be part of the giveaway because this one's mine. I use these all the time and I need them to make these videos. So find those at the link below. Small rig, awesome little clamps. So for anybody that just wants more information on any of the items that we talk about here today, I will link them all down below and over on the website, DcSoundOp.com, on the gift guide page. They are all affiliate links, and using those and the folks who use those affiliate links throughout the year to do all sorts of different shopping, I can't thank you enough. It's a huge part of keeping this channel going. So they're definitely affiliate links. They're down below, and I thank you so much for using them. Next one up is probably the favorite from last year's video, and this is my old one. I don't have one of the newer ones on hand, but we saw them in person, the Sound Tools XLR sniffer sender. Everybody that owns one seems to use it a ton, and people are really enthusiastic about these after they carry them for a little while. They're just really handy tools to have, really great ways to go about checking cables, and I've got a video specifically on this, and then we also hung out with Dave and the Sound Tools team at their booth at NAMM last year and talked about what they were up to. And one of the things they showed us, and they were really awesome to send over, was this. And this is the new NL4 sniffer sender that they've been working on. And they showed us this briefly last year.
Exciting. We rebuilt the NL4, so it's now disassemblable, repairable. Before we used adhesive, so if they broke, there's an issue, which was rare, but it wasn't fixable. And we're really into not wasting.
They are back in stock. You can order one right now. They're available through Sound Tools website or through the links below. These are really just beautifully made. Runs off a single A23 battery. That's pretty cool. Look at the quality of that. Look at the milling. I don't want to spoil everything here with the packaging. So that's the NL4 sniffer sender. The XLR sniffer senders are obviously still available and a huge favorite. Both of those make great gifts, as do all of the audio over cat solutions that Sound Tools has. And I've covered a lot of those on the channel before. The cat tails, the cat boxes, and the cable. Really handy things to have in your kit, and they can solve a lot of weird problems on gigs. So check out those from Sound Tools, everything linked below. And a huge thank you to them for providing the NL4 here for this giveaway, and I can't wait to get this out to somebody and see how you like it. One of my personal favorites from the video last year, and I've been using them, these are the ones I've been traveling with for the past year. They hold up beautifully, and these are the new Sound Tools pouches, and they come with an upgraded zipper, and that's a really nice upgrade. It's a full metal zipper now, much heavier duty than the ones before, but I stuff these things absolutely full. I use them for all sorts of stuff, from tools to even like underwear and socks, to the point where they're like bulging and I'm squeezing them together, and these old zippers have not failed me yet. One of the biggest tips I can give anybody for traveling is to break up your kit into smaller bags that are organized so you can take things out, put things in, and find things when you're traveling very quickly. Check the description below for those. They're well worth buying a set of those, no matter what you're doing. They have awesome t-shirts and swag as well in their shop, and I've given a bunch of these away this year, and I want to say a really genuine thank you to them for always providing cool swag and t-shirts and little things to do giveaways with. We've gotten over 40 people certified for level 1, 2, or 3 Dante certifications this year, just with silly little giveaways on a Saturday afternoon. And that's because people like Sound Tools, and it's huge what we can do when we all help motivate each other. So big shout out to them, to Sound Tools, for helping with that. Speaking of swag for giveaways, Electra Sound System sent over some of their new swag to throw in with the giveaway as well. This is stuff that their crew really uses, and it's good quality stuff. It was really nice of them to send this stuff over for the holiday giveaway. So really nice ESS water bottle, nice Electra Sound System hat. I love their logo. It's really, really classic, and an awesome beanie. And their whole crew will be wearing these starting soon, because they are fleece lined on the inside. Ooh, a USB stick just popped out. Wonder what could be on that. This will be going in the care package to keep somebody warm and stylish. And these are the real deal, like proper Post-it notes, none of that knockoff stuff for them. And really nice, I guess they have these laying around their office, so when somebody calls up to do a sub rental, they can make sure they get it right. So that's pretty neat. They sent over some of their regular Post-it notes, which are really fancy, and some of their new pens, which are really quite nice too. And these will go in the giveaway along with some of my Sharpies, and we've got Electra Sound System stickers. These are some of my favorite. Those are awesome. And then of course some of our stickers as well. So we'll get all that in the gift pack too. Next up is one that I use constantly, and this is the K-Tek Stingray bag. When I travel, when I do interviews, when I do any sort of content creation, this is my whole audio kit these days. It's one little K-Tek bag and a pair of Lectrosonics PDR recorders with the appropriate batteries and accessories. And this bag has become really one of my favorite things in my kit. When I first got a hold of this, I thought it was pretty strange. This is the KGB S1. I thought it was a weird little design because like it's got this, and then it's got this loop here, and it's clear on one side but not on the other, and I just didn't really get it. I wasn't really sure what it was all about. I've been using this thing for almost a year now, and it is just absolutely awesome because it kind of holds its form factor. It provides enough padding that I'm not worried about stuff getting crushed without me noticing it. I can look in visually really quickly from the top of my backpack and verify that my expensive equipment is there, even in the dark, to look in with your phone and see that you've got your pair of body packs and a pair of microphones. Just a mental checklist kind of thing. And this is not thin. This is really thick plastic. So really, really nice build quality, and it's padded and super soft on the inside. Definitely didn't expect this to be such an integral part of what I travel with now, but it's one of the few things that goes everywhere with me. Next up is the Backstage Handbook. This is an absolute must-have, in my opinion, for anybody working in the business. I won't say that it gives you everything you need to know, but it definitely will point you down the road in the right direction. And it is an illustrated almanac of technical information. How much fun is that? And just from the summary in the back, this handy reference book brings together under one cover an incredible variety of information useful designers, technicians, students who work behind the scenes in theater, film, and television. It's an almanac of technical information. It covers tools, hardware, hardware, materials, electric, shop math, architecture, and theater. Hundreds of illustrations and really handy stuff. Everything from like cutting box joints to like lamp bases, sound terms and definitions, shop math, different types of audio plugs, all sorts of really helpful stuff that you will absolutely use. Rigging information, all this stuff that you could possibly want to know about pretty much anything that could go into a film or theater or TV production. This book has it, including what all the names of everything are, including some slang. So you know all the hip, cool names for things like junior pipe clamps and baby pipe clamps and a Matthews magic finger. That's really handy to know. Not at all expensive for how much information is in here, and everybody really should have one of these. Very cool book, the Backstage Handbook. Thanks for sticking around this long. You have found the details on how to enter the giveaway. There's a few parts to it this time, and step 1 is to like the video here on YouTube. Step 2 is to subscribe to the channel if you're not already here on YouTube, and those are pretty easy. Step 3, leave a comment below with one item that you would add to a gift guide like this. So something that you think would make a good gift. Everything I've tried to keep kind of in a reasonable price range, so keep that in mind. I will take all of those items and list them by popularity if people recommend the same thing multiple times, and put those in a bigger list on the gift guide page to go along with the stuff that I've mentioned. Do those 3 things and I'll fire up the random comment picker and we'll pick somebody at random from all the answers to win this care package, and I'll get it out to you. I am restricting this giveaway to the United States this time, to domestic shipping only here. It's just become too expensive and too difficult to deal with customs. I've learned that the hard way. It's extremely difficult to get something like this through certain customs with the proper descriptions, and nobody believes it's a gift. So good luck. I can't wait to see what you suggest. It's always cool to hear about new tools and gadgets that people are making for the industry. Hope to see all your comments down below. And last up, we'll do 2 of the most popular from last year, and that is the Audio-Technica ATH M50X. These are voted over and over again in the polls that I've put out there, the most popular headphone by live sound engineers like ourselves, and they're really nice. I use them constantly. They fold up really pretty compact. I've talked about these at length before. I have a whole video on these themselves. And then also the headphone softies. These are my actual headphones that I work with. These go with me all over the place. I use these to edit videos. I use these constantly. And you pull off these headphone softies that I keep on there since they were new. And this pair of ATH M50Xs looks pretty much new, right? That's, since I put the video out, I have to go back and look, see how long ago that was, but these have had headphone softies on since then. They've been my daily driver headphones, and they are in like new condition thanks to these guys, which get washed regularly. So very cool. Headphone softies, link those down below. They're a really handy item to put on all your headphones. I certainly do. This line of headphones are really great. They come in different colors. There's a few options, slightly below, slightly above price-wise. The M50's kind of right in that sweet spot for a working technician of what you want to take out for performance, but what you don't mind getting destroyed or stolen if that should be the case. So that's everything here. And there's one more thing I want to put in the video that I've been using this year, and it's kind of a bigger item. And that's this Porta-Brace producer's bag. And this one's got cat hair on it. He's been climbing all over it. But if you do work around town and, oh, there's another Sound Tools pouch. If you do work around town and you don't necessarily absolutely need how heavy duty a Pelican is all the time, I found that this is an awesome alternative. It's got some dividers you can rework inside, things like camera lenses sit in there perfectly fine. You can use the Velcro padded dividers from like camera bags, and there's enough space to fit a small laptop. Let's stick a laptop in like that. There's just times where you need to run around the city. Maybe you're catching trains, maybe you're jumping in and out of Ubers nowadays, or getting on a flight. These are an amazing bag to fly with. But these Porta-Brace bags are a really decent alternative to a full-on Pelican case. They are not cheap, but they are well worth it. Handmade in Burlington, Vermont. So definitely worth it if you're looking for something a little lighter than the Pelican that we all know and love. This will be our last item because we're running out of space on the memory card, but I've bought 2 of these this year for different things. This one here was at Best Buy, and this is the Lenovo IdeaPad 130S11GM. And it's absolutely not a great computer, but it comes with Windows 10, and it actually does a really good job of things like Dante controller, wireless workbench, and typical things you need a web browser for. So yeah, if you're just looking for a cheap Windows machine that you can do some stuff with and take on the road, this is just much easier to travel with. It's really small, and I just don't have to care about it. Pick up a cheap mouse while you're at it. I'll link all that below. Hit the website, DcSoundOp.com, for all the information on everything we talked about. So thanks, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below for real if you want to win this.